put it all into it, which is why I'm excited to see Lucent go toe-to-toe against Regal on Dam. I mean, what better map can you play on Dam? Starting off on the initial, all types of play style can excel on this map. If you're a god with the Nasher, you can fight these 1v1s or team fights. If you're great with team fires, you can use that to your advantage. But the weapon drops will especially be extremely important.
It really is going to be extremely important. Vale, you hear me time and time again preaching about just teams making sure that they play to their strengths and their play style and not playing so reactive across the map as a whole.
All right, and here we go. Map number 1 on Dam. Lucent Esports going toe-to-toe against Regal Reserve. Dysixz actually told me to keep an eye on Shadowz. I heard that Shadowz was absolutely disgusting. But we're going to kick things off with the first blood going to Exoothz as Totti was taken out with the Nasher. And we're going to see a really big team fight as Lucent. They get another kill on Dragonz. So Lucent, they're starting off extremely hot. Shadowz, he has to stay alive. He's going for the rebound. But there's one player on Regal, on Lucent with the flank. But he was taken down, and Shadowz let him know who daddy was.
Yeah, and you know, Regal just comes through and they pick up those kills, and they're coming through with this domination early on. And you said before the game that Dysixz said that, hey, you know, this should be light work in a sense, you know.
Oh, he did. He was confident.
Yeah, and this Lucent team, you know, what would he say? If they get their shotgun skill up?
If they get their shotgun skill up. That's shade in Gears of War.
That's shade, if I've ever heard shade, you
so
guys.
it says your shotgun sucks.
He says, hey, yeah, you guys can be awesome. Just got to work on that shotgun a little bit.
He didn't say that.
That's like,
he didn't say that.
That's like saying, hey, man, you can be a great chef, but you got to work on those knife skills. hey, man, you know what? You could be a great builder, but you got to learn how to swing that hammer.
What makes you good at Gears of War, he said they need to work on. So I'm really expecting a lot from Shadowz and the rest of the guys from Regal. If you look at Lucent, they only have 1 kill. 1 kill to 6.
Well, yeah, that's the early round. And, you know, but the fact that they got wiped so hard on the 10-second respawn on Dam, it just shows that this entire Regal squad moved as a unit, right? Yeah. So for you to cap your home hill and get super aggressive with your opponent's home hill in the time frame that you need to, in order to get that trip cap on the 10-second respawn is difficult. But you see Lucent coming out, responding quickly, and now they're saying, hey, you're not going to embarrass us on fight night. You see the pressure coming through. They got a wipe. They got 2 heals in their advantage as well. You just see all 3 players. You see those names. They're eyeing it out, but that's going to be a mistake. Shadowz trying to clean it up. His teammates aren't shooting for him. Because at that point, you need to keep that guy's head down until your teammate just tap up in this thing.
Right, and we see a 2v1 scenario as Dysixz gets taken out by Kugars. Kugars tried to go for the double kill, but he was taken out by Shadowz, who also had a double kill. So Shadowz, somebody that this team, his teammates, they speak very highly of. He comes off hot off the bat with that double kill.
Wow, shout out to Shadowz because he legitimately outplayed that third guy.
Right.
He knew in his situation, I got 1 move, man. You know, if I go out here, I just got to up 8 and hope that this guy decides to get aggressive and push me. And that's exactly what he did, and it paid off for him. He got the good timing on that 3rd kill.
Right, we saw a 2-to-1 advantage in favor of Lucent, but the tables have turned as that advantage went to Regal. So as you look at the overview map, pumping station, we have 3 people from Lucent trying to hold it off. B hill is very important as the medium hill between the 2. 2 home hill caps are highly unlikely unless you're going for the triple cap. So Exoothz with Lancer Fire getting him full red. He goes down. Can he get taken out? Yes, Kugars finishing up the kill. Kugars just about everywhere. He's getting kills. He's getting revives, helping out his teammates. His stat line is very solid to show too. Lucent starting strong.
So Vale said something along the lines of, you know, they really can't go for the home hill caps. It's just not a feasible thing. So on certain maps, we see, like, let's take Foundation, for example, where you can hold a home hill setup early on with the A hill and the C hill, and it be effective. Also in Reclaim, you know, second half, holding those home hills, it's an effective setup. But on a map like Dam, it's not very effective because based off the positioning and just how the map is laid out, the neutral hills are just that important. Where, you know, if you want to leave your home hill and attack your opponent's home hill and try to hold his setup, it's just 99% of the time it won't work. So you're going to always either see the 2-cap or just teams pushing straight away for that domination. But after a team caps their home hill, they immediately have to transition and cap that neutral.
You know a little something about Gears of War, right?
Kinda.
Something like that.
I kind of played the game.
Well, I have a question. So from the beginning, we saw Regal basically run away with it with their shotguns, and we saw a Botok being put down. If you're taken out that fast, what decides whether you put down a support weapon or a really big power weapon?
You know what? It just kind of depends on your team's chemistry and how well you know your opponents, you know? So let's say, for an example, I'm playing against Echo Fox, right? And I know how dirty and how annoying Kyle can be with that Marksa. But also at the same time, I also know that, hey, Echo Fox, they love the boom fight like I do.
Right.
So I'm going to choose, when it comes down to weapon selection, I'm going to prioritize, hey, which one do I need to look at first, right? And I'm going to go for those dual spots and say, hey, you know what, I don't want the Marks here. Let me put this Hammer Burst or Botok. Same thing, if I'm playing Identity's on Foundation, I don't want him to use that Botok because I know how annoying he can be, and he may be better than me. So that's another time why I might prioritize the dual support weapon spawns rather than going for a main heavy one. Now, off on the flip side, let's say, for example, I'm playing Fable, right? And I know that Fable on this map, like, hey, you know what? Their pumping station get work. Yeah, I think I could take them on that, right? They may be stronger at the pit. You know, and I don't care so much about their support weapons, but I know that the team fight that they want, and I know which one that they're bad at. So early on, that's when I may put that I may block pit or put the boom shot on pumping station. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you have a few different routes to either block the weapon spawns that you know your opponents is eyeing for when they lose around, or just going right away and making those big plays. Because we know the EU community, if I was to put a boom shot over there on the B hill, they're going to put a drop shot in pit, right? So that's what I had to decide. Hey, do I want to block first one of these, or do I want to put it down? So it's a few different ways and how you got to think about it, but you need to know your opponent, folks. Sorry for random.
No, you're fine. That was beautiful. That was you know, educational. But as things start off here on round 3, we saw a double kill from Shadowz. Once again, if we can put a camera on that guy, he's going off. And Domination coming through is being denied at the moment. But, you know, Regal, they're trying hard. Regal, they're making sure that they're suffocating Lucent on every single spot on this map. And with a weapon put down, which was the incendiary nades, I really want to see if they use that to their advantage to slow things down. Shadowz, man.
I like this Shadowz guy.
He's nasty.
Yeah, but I feel he's confident in his movements. That's what, like, I could tell a player that's confident in that moves with purpose. It just,
look at this.
He's moving
Look at this! Don't do it! Oh! Don't do it! Shadowz! That's what I'm talking about.
Moving with straight purpose, okay? Everything he does, he's 2 steps ahead of his opponents in every movement that he makes, and it shows. It really does.
This guy is the best. Okay, when Dysixz said, okay, Shadowz is just absolutely nasty, I was like, okay, you're just hyping up your teammate. But no, this guy is going off 9 kills, you know, 24 seconds dead. In 3 rounds. That's phenomenal. He's clearly outclassing Lucent Esports.
He really is. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing.
So what weapon did they drop?
So they end up putting the M-bar down in pit. So the M-bar is gonna be cool, but you know what? I like it. You know why?
Why?
I feel like they're playing to their team's strengths. Maybe instead of a boom fight, maybe they got a really nasty M-bar player on their team, and he's just like, yo, give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me make these plays with the M-bar. This is what I do best. So, hey, they're gonna give this man the M-bar. Boom shot, anybody could use. M-bar is more on the difficult side.
Right. So here we are in round 4. Fracturez got the first blood on Shadowz, who had the nasty double kill last game. And we're going to see Dysixz in a 1v1. He backs up. He gets teammate help, which is the right play. He doesn't want to get too close, but he was able to take out Legend. Very smart play on Regal's end. You see how they use their numbers. They use their advantage. They're patient. They don't force fights that are 50-50.
That man had a right-hand advantage and had like 4 opportunities to up-A that last guy who was trapped in the corner. And he used his movement just to dodge and fake shots and force his opponents to move out of cover in a more advantageous position.
Yes, 3 down for Regal, 1 down for Lucent. Lucent with the number advantage. I really want to see what makes them so special, whether it's teamwork, rotations. Something has to be done, and they're up here for a reason. Fracturez, he gets the kill, but I want to see them really tighten things up because they can't let Regal run around with shotguns all day. Someone has to get hit with the Lancer. They
really do. At this point, you got to kind of fill out and see how aggressive your opponent is. because maybe, you know, and maybe the proper way. So when you really have opponents who just feel like they can just world star you, right? And just push you every single time.
There's a lot of them here.
No, it is, but that's the perfect opportunity. You're gonna see this pretty much wipe come through for Lucent to get their first round on the board, and now they're starting to feel themselves a little bit. If they can split this in half, 4-2, they still got a great chance in this map. But yeah, so when you got opponents who feel like they can just world star you every 2 seconds, that's when you really got to make sure you have that team fire, right? You want them to feel like, hey, if you're gonna push me, you're gonna feel like pushing through a brick wall. You might be able to do it, but you're gonna have to work hard for it, right?
Right.
You're gonna have to say, hey, this is a risky decision. Do I really want to push it? You know what I'm saying? Make them at least think that if you can, and then at that point, if your team fire is on point, then they're gonna slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're gonna start to feel a little bit nervous. You know? They're gonna start to double gas. Hey, you know what? I just can't push, you know, all crazy like, you know. Exactly.
The mind of a professional player.
Yeah, you really gotta, you know, understand. You really gotta, you know, sometimes you gotta force your opponents to respect you. You know, I done have plenty of players who's just like, oh, we just don't respect.
No, but you're right though, because there's levels to this. You really have to use the advantage of your team. I know when I played with you, we had to really focus on power weapons and playing for each other, and you know that works for some teams better than others. So it's really about finding, you know, that thing that makes your team click. Also, it might not happen overnight, but eventually it will.
And that's true. And also at the same time, I feel like it's knowing your opponent and knowing how to get them to play your game. You know what I'm saying? I always say it's a chess match. This is a chess match. I could do 2 moves.
Stop him.
He's good. He's good. He is. You got my respect.
Right.
But you know, I'm always making moves to force my opponents to do things that I want them to do.
Yeah.
You know, so even on the way I move, the way my team's set up, I may be running a certain strat rounds 2 and 3 just to force you to make rotations around 4 and 5 or something.
It's a mind game in Gears.
Some people don't think that far ahead, but you really have to when you play an escalation.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to be able to shoot straight and have the best shotgun in the game, but when you look at, you know, some of the best teams in the game, Optic Gaming, Insanes, they were brilliant at Gears of War.
They really were.
To where they knew everything about their opponents and they used that against them.
And they also had you know, they had a lot of brilliant minds on their team.
The best in Gears of War.
And some, I will say that some of them are just very skillful.
Yeah. Well, Optic,
Yeah, I will say
everybody on Optic.
I will say some of them are just very skillful. Yeah. I feel like Optic, for most of the season, they just play with their confidence and they play with their skill. Very few times they were actually challenged, right?
I agree.
I feel like very few times they were actually challenged. At moments, they were just able to run around the map and world star people, and people were just that nervous and that shaky against them where they were going to win regardless. They won before the game even started, before the map even loaded up. So that's just how talented they are. Also, at the same time, they all have a really good understanding of respawn this game and who's alive and how to really trust your teammates.
Yes, numbers are everything in Gears of War. The M-bar was picked up by Dysixz, full red. He's going to run away and try to stay alive just a little bit with this weapon. Being full red, he has to remember he has the M-bar out, so he was able to backpack it, which is really good for his team, as Fortenz gets a double kill with the incendiary nades. 4 down for Regal.
Yeah, they're going to hold here. Their next teammate off respawn is going to be capping that hill, and it should be capped up soon. There we go. They're going to have a second guy come off respawn and help him cap it even faster. So these guys need to hold off Dragonz pretty much. He's the last member left. They hold him off, and they get into this hill. 3 members. Nobody's going to be able to stop them.
Beautiful team play. Beautiful team play. One thing that I like from them, that second time around, they had 2 people in the hill, 1 person out to initiate fights. So basically, you had to get through a wave in order to save your own home hill. So
and this is one of the hardest ones to break.
Yeah, 2-4. So now we're gonna hit halftime. So Blaze, what does that mean?
Well, you know, so folks, this is mean that all the power weapons that was on the map is going to get wiped off, and we're going to get a new neutral hill. Usually, typically on maps, you know, the home hill switch, but the home hill stay the same on damn. We just get a new neutral hill, and this moves over to the platform. So we kind of saw this platform fight a little bit the last few rounds, and I personally feel like Lucent has, this is a better fight for them than fighting over there on that B hill. So I said if they can split it 4-2.5, they definitely got a good chance in the second half to get some momentum.
Yes, and with the smokes out, Fracturez was able to get the first blood on Exoothz. 3 down for Lucent, 2 for Regal. So Regal, they have really good position here on the platform, but there's one player on Lucent being a pest. Triple cap is coming through, but Dragonz, He is waiting for the 2v1 in order to... Oh, no! It backfired. Cougars was able to take out both Swift and Dragonz in the 2v1. Can he stay alive and actually make a bigger play? He saved his team from the triple cap. Lucent looking kinda sketchy off of initial. They're fighting back to save themselves from the domination.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be annoying until your teammates can respawn and you guys get a better footing. You gotta be either annoying to stay alive until those guys can respawn, or just annoying enough to prevent the trip cap. And we're gonna see, you know, Fortenz, he's just out here trying to make plays for his team.
He's swinging with his eyes closed,
yeah, he's even taking out his own teammates in this one. But he did buy his team enough time to actually come out and get out of spawn and get the kills in which they need. So in this type of situation, also with it being 10-second respawn rounds, you just want to go for the 2-cap and set up again. There's no power weapons on the map. You just need to go for the 2-cap and try to get some points. But ultimately, you're going to have to end up playing for the trip cap regardless.
Shadowz coming up for a flank. He was taken out by Fractures. We see 3 down once again for Regal. Lucent, they're starting to find their footing now. They're starting to team fire for each other. They're coming back in this game. They have a really good chance at coming back to making the score 3-4. So
once they got those 3 kills, they knew exactly where the last 2 members were. So at that point, you had people push up towards the archway and also push up towards his home hill. So they know exactly where all members are. But still, at this moment, you still have to fight as a unit.
Jeez.
You got to fight as a unit in order to keep your opponent on that home hill and slay them out one by one if you can. But as you see,
he's not scared of nothing.
Yeah, Regal made it out of that base.
He's not scared of nothing. Well, you saw what he did. He ran up there. He let them know, hey, you know, daddy's home. He backed up, let Exoothz make the flank to take the kill. That was a great heads-up play by Regal. One thing I'm noticing from Regal Reserve, I mean, these guys, they're veterans. And you can tell just from their gameplay. They use numbers. They're not forcing the fights. Whenever they have a teammate around, they're patient and they wait. They do something that I haven't seen in a long time, Blaze. They like to distract players for their teammates to come up behind them for the flames, which is what we used to do all the time back then. Yeah. And I really like watching this type of gameplay. Consistency is the biggest question mark for this roster, in my opinion. Also, in order to get, you know, also something that will better your team's teamwork is that if you're coming off a respawn and you're holding LB and you see your teammates in a fight, hey, tell them I'm coming. I'll be there in 4 seconds. I'll be there in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Lie to them. You can be 10 seconds away. Tell them you'll be there in 2. Actually, you know, that's bad communication. Just tell them 8, you know? But just tell them, you know, stay alive, you know, so that guy knows who he's looking for, who he's talking to, and that he has help. Because when you're in engagements like this and you're trying to stay alive, sometimes you can't always hit that LB button. Sometimes you're so focused on a fight where you need your teammates' help. Yeah, and tunnel vision is definitely a thing, so that's why you use these scrims and, you know, 2Ks for good practice when it comes to land. Just being heads up about certain scenarios would definitely help in the long run. But as we're looking at the score, 5-2 within the first 7 rounds. Shadowz, 19 kills, this man impressing me left and right. So if I'm Lucent, we put down a lot of support weapons. Yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna go for the pit. That should be the play. It should be. I feel like the pit should be the play, because I feel like you need to get that power weapon out now. You shouldn't wait to match point. So you need to cause a crazy fight now and not play passive. Yeah. And that's, you know, they got Instins out, but if they put Boom down on round 6, they haven't watched a lot of Fight Night. Yeah, I mean they're doing okay on first and second initials, but after that, you know, they kind of fall apart a little bit. There's a lot of breakdown going on in the map. There's not a lot of team fire covering lanes. You see a lot of members from Regal Reserve just running free around the map. Because the thing is, even about the boom shot fight is just that, like, you at least need a round. You need a round to sometimes see what your opponent is going to do and try to figure them out. On round 6, you just have to be perfect from that point on, right? Oh, yeah. And, you know, just having that fight as a focal point on this map, I just think is a beautiful thing. So both these guys, so they put incense down on platform. You're seeing how both teams just kind of funneled into that small area trying to get those incense. And, you know, that's a fight in which, you know, I personally really don't like, and I feel like a lot of other pro teams don't like it as well. They've kind of strayed away from that and kind of kept that fight a 1v1 spot for those incense rather than a 4v4 spot for it. So great play by Dragonz. As he was working for the triple cap, he did his job. You know, he had the incense and he stalled Lucent long enough for his teammates to give proper map control and to come and help him out. So Lucent fighting back for their lives. All players are alive on both teams. Looking at Fractures, he's offering Lance for fire as 2 of his teammates are just taken out by Regal.
Also, if you was to put a Lancer down, not a Lancer, but a boom shot down on that weapon spawn that's on platform, like, it's still a good feasible strategy, but at that point, you have openings in that gate there, right? Your team has to have a strong cross. You have to be in positions to outplay your opponent, and you should really bait your opponent into that weapon spawn if you can.
Yeah, so Swift running around, he's going for the triple cap right now with 2 of his teammates alive. 2 players from Lucent, now 1 player from Lucent fighting to stay alive. Oh, Legend takes out Swift with a nice Nasher. He's holding them off as long as possible. How he stayed alive, I have no idea, but with the pistol fire, he was able to push them back long enough for help from Fortenz.
Yep, so we'll see. Let's see, as these players start to transition out of their spawn, and as these players, I mean Lucent, transition out their spawn to take over this platform, but Fortenz and Legend aren't working together too much. But Legend can't get that shot. His opponent gave him a little bounce that he was not ready for. Kind of juked him a little bit, if I must say so myself.
But Swift was full red. That was his fight to win.
All right, now Swift is gonna play it back. You know, let his teammates there. They somehow got both home hills, and now they realize that they're in a late game situation. They're gonna win this by just keeping their home hill intact, but they're gonna also stay aggressive at the same time. But I'm starting to see Regal turtle a little bit. I see a lot of bodies on that home hill, but I think we're starting to see some players overextend through that former B hill, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Nah, they're just gonna turtle. They're gonna turtle this home hill and just lay out one more time.
But Blaze, couldn't this be risky if you lose your home hill and you turtle for that long?
Yeah.
What are the chances of you losing that hill and getting triple cap?
I think you always need at least 1 player to sneak out.
Just like
that's what happened. That's what happens with turtling. Yeah,
I felt it coming, man.
All you do is make it easier for your opponents to make the call outs on team fire. Hey, you know, they recognize that all 5 people are in spawn. At that point, their confidence is going way up because they know that nobody's out there trying to secret man you and hit you with that Mr. Krabs. And so at that point, once they take you out 1 by 1, it just gets easier for them, right? And they had a lot of time as well. I think it was Dysixz who was closer towards that pit for his team.
I would have went.
And he was chasing somebody in his spawn. I would have bounced.
Exactly. I would have booked it.
Man, I would have booked it towards the other side of the map and tried to go for my opponent's home hill, especially when you know they're all spawned up. You have to be that one annoying guy on your team.
Yeah.
But you can't be told to be that annoying, right?
It has to be in you.
Exactly.
You have to be Ribs Jr. I mean, that's what makes players like him on the top level.
Yeah.
So
he don't need to be told what the perfect play is. He knows it every time.
Exactly. High IQ plays. But we're going to kick things off with a double kill from Dragonz. Totti being his latest victim. Lucent struggling to stay alive with a score of 3-5 with 3 players down. They are in their spawn trying to hold back Regal as they're going to make this aggressive push for the triple cap.
All right, let's see. We got him with Shadowz on top of the hill. He's going to pick up 2 kills there. The players are coming off. Shadowz, he's going to finally fall. Dragonz as well. So Lucent will not lose in this round just yet. They will not be out. Their opponents still have a lot more points to go, and they're still in this one. So let's see.
Look at this breakdown. This has been a 1v1 for such a long time, and it took Totti so long to help his teammate out, but he was able to pull out the Lancer and get the down to keep his team with an advantage. So what we're looking at right now, D-Hill going to Lucent, but the rest, D-Hill and the mid-hill going to both Lucent. So Regal, they're really going to have to push back here. This is a part of the game where you do not want to get too complacent. You can't get comfortable, because if a team like Lucent catches fire and comes back from a 2-5,
this is big.
Bad.
This is big. I like the team fire.
Look at that.
All right, 2 quick kills in succession.
Okay.
And they're going to down that guy out. They got tabs on where 2 other players are. They know one just came off a respawn. They're keeping their distance. They got eyes on everybody. They're about to be 1 round down from tying this one up, and they have the man advantage. Lucent said, hey, we ain't out of this one yet.
You can see the difference in play styles from both teams.
Yeah.
Completely. Regal, they're chaotic, man. They're chaotic. They're crazy. They run in, they want to get kills. They're hungry for them. But there's not a lot of order. When you look at Lucent, they're the complete opposite. They have order. They struggle in these initials sometimes, but when they come together, they're actually a force to be reckoned with. So I'm gonna be boom shot. There we go. The EU special. Regal, they want to put the game away, and by doing that, putting the boom down there is easy because you have the mid hill right there for the triple cap. It's gonna be nice.
And you know what? I like the move by Regal. And I don't blame them for making this move later on in the game. They were kind of playing with their food for a while.
Perfect call.
And these guys started to clap back at them, and they said, hey, you know what? We're not going to wait for this to get tied. Let's just drop the boom now. Because if you're beating them without those heavy power weapons, just keep doing what you've been doing, right? They had a nice little 4-1 lead, 5-2 lead. They thought this was going to be over, but with Lucent getting these next 2 rounds in a row, it's becoming a lot more complicated.
And just like that, 1, 2, 3, 4 players down for Lucent. Fortenz is the 5th to go down. Legend coming out of respawn. This is Regal's time to shine if they want to go ahead and put down the triple cap in order to bank the game 6-4. So we're going to see a little bit of slow play. They weren't fast enough to go for the domination, but they're moving around the map to get great map control. Legend with the bow talk. He's scaring away Exoothz, but Exoothz says, hey man, it's not my fight. I don't want to risk the 50-50. I want to sit back and wait for teammates to help me out so we can come back and take the round.
All right, here they go. All right. You're going to see Cougars pick up one, so man advantage in favor of Lucent. They're going to get another guy. They got tabs on, I believe, that Shadowz or Exoothz running away. So they got tabs on him. Now, the E-Hill is being decapped. They know where both players are. Cougars got all the intel in the world. He's acting on his own, but he gets a kill, and he's looking for a second. He got the jump on him. Exoothz said, you better put that pistol away, boy. And they still haven't kept track of Exoothz. They're just letting him run rapid.
That's true.
And he picks up both kills, and look how aggressive he gets. He could have went to his opponent's home. Didn't check his corner. He's holding that A button down a little bit too long. Fortenz
playing hide and go seek, takes out Exoothz. Finally, he had the impressive double kill, but Swift coming back to redeem his teammate's death. And triple cap going in favor of Regal. No, it was denied, but might be coming back soon. We're looking at F Hill. We have 2 players on that team, Legend and Fracturez. They're going to stall just long enough for their teammates to spawn. Great heads-up play.
Yeah, this is gonna be a reset on both teams.
Yeah.
At this point, you need to set yourself in a position to play for boom, right? Yeah. I think that's the main game plan. You see the flank from Fracturez. He's on the back end. He just picked up a kill as well. He's looking for his next victim, but he's gonna fall. Actually, he's still alive. That's gonna be Cougars that fall. Fracturez gets another one as well. He's getting 2 on the back end. He's staying alive, looking for the 3rd. He's getting pinched. His teammates couldn't make the most of that opportunity. And as I say that, they get 1 down. The boom gets picked up. They're looking for a second, but Totti stays alive. Ooh,
here we go. Okay. All right, Regal, they come out successful in that team fight. There's only 1 more player that they have to be worried about. Now 2 here on the platform. With the Lancer Fire coming down, the player did get down, so Exoothz, he understands that that isn't his fight to have. So he rotates around with another teammate. Shotgun now. Oh, he gets taken out by Fortenz. Now his teammate's in a 2v1. Fortenz taken down by Dysixz. Dysixz, can he clutch it? Full red, he backs up. Now, that 2v2 scenario was a 3v1. And, after being team killed by Swift, it looks pretty good for Regal.
It does look very good for Regal. And so now, with, as you said, those 3 members down, they got the 4th in their eyes. But also, this is a close game. This E-Hill is going to be big. Cougars, man, the play from him probably could have been an overextension. He catches his opponent with that brick. Help comes through as well. He's staying alive. They know that they're going to have to be very aggressive and push through. They're going to have to start taking these 2v2 fights from any angles.
Look at the flank. Oh, he got called out.
Trade, though. Trade.
Ooh, that was nice.
Now,
here we go. Up the Dragons, 2 incense, 0 kills. A huge 1v1.
This is
full red. Don't get in the fight. With the slip and slide.
That's exactly what that was.
6-4.
He tried it. He tried it. He tried to get through on that one, but was not able to.
Lucent's learning really fast.
They are.
Really fast.
So I want to say it was Exoothz in this round in which they let him. They had the domination coming through. They played it perfectly, but somehow everybody that came into that fight was just, you know, they just said, hey, forget him. You know, we're not worried about him.
That was the best play I've seen all day so far.
Yeah, you know, he clutched up big for him. So let's see. Lucent, this is their last weapon placement. They got booms. They got an instance. The block, that's what, use that block up top.
There we go.
You don't want to spread this fight out too thin. You don't want the possibility of anything big going over there in that direction as well. But I just, you know, all the teams out there, as you guys prepare for the 2K this week or next week, whatever it is, I just stress that you guys to figure out that big power weapon that your team loves playing with, okay? Or if your team's play style is not playing with any big power weapons, then you're gonna have to really just kind of block out those neutral spots. But having those power weapons on the map does a lot. It brings a lot of structure to the map. It makes it easier for your team. it makes it easier for your opponents to turtle up and for you to focus on those guys. Big 1v1.
Oh, all 5 down for Lucent.
And a boom shot.
Exoothz, Dragonz, and a boom shot.
Oh, no. See, that's what he just made the mistake right here. Whoever's capping E should not have capped E. He should have went straight for D. He should have went straight for D.
Let the guy behind you go for E.
Exactly. He needed to understand his position. He's going to send his boom shot over, but now the timing just isn't right because all these guys are starting to spawn up. Now, if he would have went over there first as those players was dead, you got the boom shot to prevent these players from getting the hill. Even if you're spooking them with that boom. That's the domination that slips under Regal's fingers because they've got an easy one after those teammates came up off a spawn.
Yeah, and happy birthday to Fortenz. He gets a boom shot as he uses takes out Dysixz. With his shotgun, he headshot Swift this guy.
He still got a boom?
No. That's the last one. Because
yeah. But the guy didn't backpack it, you know? So still both booms technically went in favor of Lucent.
Yeah.
Regal blew that one.
Yeah, big time. Regal, the game should be over by now. We should be talking about, special stuff. But Lucent, they live to see another day. 4-6. They have to play perfect from this point on. Score 4-6. As we take a look at our overhead map, F Hill highly guarded by Regal Reserve as they're trying to make a push towards the boom shot spawn. This fight will determine huge who's going to win this second initial.
Okay, here we go. You're going to see the team fire coming through. You see Lucent, a big breath of life from these guys. This is a 4v4 situation. Actually, this is a 4v3 situation, 4v2 situation in favor of Lucent. They know where these last members are. Shadowz, we've seen him go big beforehand. Can he do it again? Holding off strong. He's going to have some help from his teammate. This is where Lucent, they had to get aggressive. You had 3 consecutive kills and 4 players alive. It was a 4v2. They gotta go. You already had the 2 hills capped, right?
Yeah.
That's at that point you all put that foot on the gas, and that's those type of plays in which you gotta practice. But hey, if they said wait for boom shot and incense, then I do respect that.
100% respect that.
I do respect that play. I gotta get my timers out, folks. You know what I'm saying? So I can be on the same page as these guys. But they get boom shot, they get incense, they got a 2 cap. This isn't a bad setup, but you're gonna have to keep track of your opponents.
Okay, so if I'm on Lucent right now, if I'm Legend, I'm calling out. Okay, we have 2 people in front of us at their home hill. We have 3 people rotating around. Let's pick a side. We're gonna push. I would
OE on their home hill. To be honest with you.
You could win a 1v2 with the boom shot. Yeah. And even though you use both boom shots, you put your team at a huge advantage because now Regal, their members that are on the other side of the map, they're gonna have to rotate back to help their team out. So with the score at 190 to 161,
here's the turtle. Turtle. They get 1 down.
Right, 15 seconds to win this round with the
unacceptable.
No.
Unacceptable.
Dragonz taken out by Totti. Can they hold their hill for 10 more seconds? No, it's being broken. Huge 1v1 taken by Totti as he takes out Dysixz. 4 players from Regal are spawning at the moment. This round is going to a 5-6.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna just have to, I'm gonna have to call these players out on unacceptable plays, man. Sometimes players go big, but that man, I think it was who was it?
On Lucent?
It was Swift, I think it was, who managed to get through there, and he should not have.
At all.
Nope. I'm gonna let y'all know so when y'all come back and y'all rewatch this, and also you guys at home, you guys know, if I do that on land, Blaze gonna call me out.
From what I've seen so far, first half, Regal hands down, the better team. As rounds go on, Lucent, they're learning, they're adjusting, which is extremely important. They look like the better team as of now. So with the chance to tie the score up to 6-6 and actually play for the bread, we're gonna see a huge push to the pit for the boom shot. And as you see on this pit fight, we have Shadowz with smoke grenades out. He's looking for his victim. It's 2 players we're taking down from Lucent. 2 to 4. Oh, excuse me. 2 to 3. Here we go. Totti and Fortenz fighting for their lives. Here it goes. If they lose this right here, they lose the show match. So they're gonna have to stay alive as long as possible. We are playing on a long respawn. So with 3 round Rosie, Totti was able to headshot Shadowz. Fortenz taken out by Exoothz, and we have 2 new players on Lucent.
All right, here we go. Yeah, 2 new guys gonna be up on the respawn. Boom shot trades. All right, now still pretty much a Lucent game. Why? They chose to cap their home here early on. That's almost one of those fights in which I kind of wish I would have kind of seen maybe from the overhead angle, if that's even possible. Just because the fact is that 2 instant kills were picked up in that situation. But Lucent was not able to, you know, take control or even get that boom. You know, so I'm curious on how they were kind of set up, but they just, you know, to put it simpler, they just wasn't working together and making the most out of their advantages. So we'll see in this one, 2 boom shots in the hand of Dragon.
2 hills, 2-1 in favor of Regal. We have boom shot with Dragonz. He shoots a boom. He misses with 1 boom left. He picks up the meat shield. 0 players dead. Excuse me, 1 player now down for Regal as Swift goes out. Domination is coming through, and with the boom shot, it's looking more than likely that Regal can run away with this. This 1v1 can determine how this game ends with the pistol fight. Dragonz moves up, jumps over cover. Huge mistake. He recovers. No. Here we go. Fortenz unable to capitalize on the punish. Domination came through. Regal Reserve 7-5.
For a while, I was wondering what type of dragon he was with those boom shots. Was he Shinron or Spyro?
Oh, it was questionable, man.
it was, but
Spyro.
Yeah, but you know, hey, we saw he was able to connect with 1, and you see they come out 7-5. But yes. You know, you know, so they went in that match and they said, hey, this is gonna be an easy one.